Thank you. Can you hear me, or should I take my mask off? All right. Thank you all for coming out. It's so impressive to see all of you here. This is so important. What a very important day. Happy Juneteenth. You know what? We're here today because of love, too, right? Peacefully protesting because of love. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. would be so proud of all of us here today. In fact, many years ago, he said, "I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear." I am Adriane Johnson. I am a proud 21-year resident of Buffalo Grove. And I am so, thank you. And I'm so honored to be here. And with me today is my friend, Dr. Larry Reiner. And I just want to, first of all, I want to applaud the young people, Segi, and all of his co-organizers. Give them a hand. So impressed. I want to thank the Buffalo Grove Park District for allowing us to be here. I want to thank the Village of Buffalo Grove for helping with coordinating this great event. And I want to thank one of the finest, the best police departments in this nation, the Buffalo Grove Police Department. I am truly impressed with the young people today. Your generation is the color brave generation. And I know you're all thinking, we did not sign up for this nonsense that is happening in our country and in our world. And you're right. But the ray of hope is that you are all standing and sitting here proud and letting it be known that you will not tolerate this new wave of racism and hate. I never envisioned that our country's ugly sins of racism and the mistreatment of black people would revert to times of racial tension that we dealt with more than 50 years ago. This is happening because we have taken our eye off the prize. And we have gotten really comfortable with the way things are. We're thinking we've made progress. So why should we look back? We should only look forward. It simply never occurred to us that there was an undercurrent of radical racists waiting to inflict harm and shatter the progress we've made in this country. You see, systemic and covert racism does not satisfy the new racists. These individuals want to overtly perpetuate new forms of slavery and new levels of hate. But you know what? Their time is up. Our ancestors did not cry, march, fight, bleed, and die for us to allow a groundswell of racism to set us back. We have come way too far, and we have contributed way too much to be treated like our lives don't matter. As we gather today to peacefully protest and celebrate this important American Day, important African American Day, let's understand that Juneteenth is not only a celebration that represents the freedom of the last bastion of enslaved black people. This is essentially our country's second independence, but Juneteenth is about not giving up or not resting until we all are free. And in this moment in our country, we must turn this great momentum into real, lasting cultural and legislative change. We must exercise our constitutional rights by voting for the change we require to check the racists and quell their advances to spreading and inspiring hate. History informs us that the rise of racism in its many manifestations and voting rights are inexplicably linked. There are many peoples whose hearts are filled with hate and distorted by anger. And they know about the power of our voices, about the power of our votes. We cannot continue to give people permission to hate and oppress. Systemic racism can only be addressed through legislative means. Let's face it, we cannot change the hearts of hardcore racists by marching. So what can we do? First, we can obliterate the dual justice system. We shall not have an unfair and unjust system for blacks and a fair and equitable one for whites. We cannot allow certain jobs to be earmarked for everyone other than black and brown people. We must stop forced residential segregation, and we must dismantle this insidious disease known as racism. Racism is a public health crisis and a global threat. Your ancestors fought and died for you to have the right to vote. Use your power and make sure your friends and your family, relatives are all registered voters, and encourage them to vote. This new movement, and again, did I say I was impressed with you young people and everyone today? This new movement of peacefully protesting is about sticking with love to solve our current racial tensions. But this protest is also about not giving up and not resting until it is elucidly clear that Black Lives Matter. Thank you.